Hi, today we will discuss about acute myeloid leukemia. It's a type of hematological malignancy. So it is very important to understand the hierarchy of blood cells, how the blood cell develop in the bone marrow. So at the top of the hierarchy we have pluripotent hematopoietic stem cell. Pluripotent is the cell one which can divide into any type of body cell. It divides and renews itself by mitosis and differentiate itself. So it does number one, divide to replenish the hematopoietic stem cell pool, and it differentiates into two different lineages. So one is common myeloid precursor, one is common lymphoid precursor. The common myeloid precursor divides and matures through a series of stages and ultimately matures into granulocytes, which comprises of neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Through the erythroid lineage, it differentiates into red blood cells. Through the monocyte lineage, it differentiates into monocyte, monoblast, promonocyte and then monocyte. Similarly, megakaryocytic lineage, in which there is megakaryoblast, then promegakaryocyte, then megakaryocyte, which ultimately give rise to platelets by cytoplasmic budding. So all these cells are ultimately arising from the myeloid lineage. In the lymphoid series, the lymphoid precursor divides into pro B cell and pro T cell and pro NK cell, which finally differentiate into B cell, T cell and NK cell. B cell further differentiate into plasma cell ultimately. So as the hierarchy for myeloid and lymphoid lineages is different, so will be their neoplasm. Here we have classified the hematological neoplasm. First of all, lymphoid neoplasm, which arises from the lymphoid cell, B cell, T cell or NK cell. B cell, T cell or NK cell are grouped together and these are called lymphoid neoplasm. Overall, the lymphoid neoplasm are divided by WHO in 2016 into two groups, broadly into two groups. One was premature, those lymphoid neoplasm arising from premature or precursor B cell, T cell. Okay, this was known to be acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Here, this is first step. Second, that is this group, whole of this, it was bundled together as neoplasm, lymphoid neoplasm of peripheral or mature B cell, T cell or NK cell. Now the second subgroup has been divided into 5 subtypes. One is Hodgkin lymphoma, second non-Hodgkin lymphoma, third plasma cell neoplasm, fourth histiocyte and dendritic cell neoplasm, and fifth post-transplant lymphoproliferative neoplasm. This was WHO classification of lymphoid neoplasm 2016. Myeloid neoplasm arise from the myeloid lineage of cells, and it has been broadly divided into acute myeloid leukemia, myeloproliferative neoplasm, and number 3, myelodysplastic syndromes. In the acute myeloid leukemia, here we have abnormal proliferation of immature cells or blast in the bone marrow, and number 2, there is failure to differentiate. These blasts fail to differentiate into mature granulocyte or mature blood cells. So there is accumulation of blast in the bone marrow which replaces most of the normal component of bone marrow, leading to anemia, thrombocytopenia and granulocytopenia, although there is abundance of blast cell or immature cell in the bone marrow as well as peripheral blood. Second is myeloproliferative neoplasm. There is proliferation of the matured cells, matured granulocyte, platelets as well as RBCs, and the extramedullary tissues also start producing the blood cell like spleen. So there is splenomegaly, there may be massive splenomegaly. In CML we have abundance of granulocyte series and megakaryocytic series. So there is increased granulocyte and increased platelet. Along with matured granulocyte, there is also abundance of myelocyte, metamyelocyte and band forms. Then we have polycythemia vera. There is abundance of granulocyte, platelets as well as RBCs, but symptoms are mainly because of increased RBC, increased viscosity of blood. Essential thrombocytosis, there is increased amount of platelet. In primary myelofibrosis, it's a kind of neoplasm of megakaryocyte where transforming growth factor beta and platelet derived growth factor are released from the neoplastic megakaryocytes, which in turn cause the fibrosis of bone marrow. Chronic eosinophilic leukemia, there is increased amount of mature eosinophils in the peripheral blood. Myelodysplastic syndrome is characterized by ineffective hematopoiesis, meaning that there is dysplasia in the bone marrow and there is ineffective hematopoiesis. So matured cells are not formed. There is pancytopenia. In the blood we will find decreased count of matured cells. Now 2 and 3, that is myeloproliferative neoplasm and myelodysplastic syndrome, both over a period of time may evolve into acute myeloid leukemia. Now coming on to acute myeloid leukemia. AML is a rapidly progressive tumor of hematopoietic myeloid progenitors caused by oncogenic mutation that impede differentiation. So we have already studied that there is some sort of mutation which lead to halt of differentiation into matured cells. So matured cells are not formed. There is accumulation of blast in the bone marrow. So accumulation of blast in the bone marrow, it should be at least 20% of the total cellularity of bone marrow, leads to replacement of normal hematopoietic cells by myeloid blast, lead to anemia, granulocytopenia and thrombocytopenia because it replaces the normal bone marrow component and disturbs the normal hematopoiesis going on. Proliferation of blast in bone marrow and their infiltration into liver and spleen may give rise to hepatosplenomegaly. Fatigue, pallor and dyspnea on exertion. This is because of decreased RBC production. Infection and fever is because of decreased granulocyte, decreased amount of matured granulocyte in peripheral blood, or defective granulocyte synthesis. Bleeding, it is because of decreased platelet synthesis or because of defective platelet synthesis. Both occur at the same time. So platelets fail to adhere and fail to aggregate, leading to bleeding. Even DIC may occur, that is disseminated intravascular coagulation, in one subtype, that is acute promyelocytic leukemia. It is common and may also be seen in monoblastic leukemias. Infiltration of tissues like lymph node leading to lymphadenopathy, gum swelling, skin mass, and infiltration into meninges may occur, but occur more commonly in monoblastic type of acute myeloid leukemia, and those with 11q23 chromosomal abnormality. So AML is not a single disease, it is a group of diseases. It may be monoblastic, it may be promyelocytic, it may be without differentiation. We will read about this in later slides. Rarely, AML can arise as an isolated tumor mass consisting of myeloid blast, preferably at these sites: bone, breast, testis, ovary, brain. So they are called granulocytic sarcoma. Patient will present with a mass instead of presenting as increased blast in blood and bone marrow, and it is called chloroma because there is myeloperoxidase in the blast which imparts a greenish hue to the tumor. So this is called chloroma. About the age, median age is 65 to 67 years age. Median age 65 years. It is a tumor of old age, but some subtypes of acute myeloid leukemia is also seen at younger ages. Microscopic morphology in the bone marrow. The criteria is there should be at least 20% of blast. When we see 20% of blast in bone marrow, we can diagnose it as acute leukemia. But to say that it is either myeloid leukemia or lymphoid leukemia, we have to differentiate the blast, that whether it is myeloid or it is lymphoid blast. So there's, for acute myeloid leukemia, there should be 20% of myeloid blast in bone marrow, and myeloid blast may be of different subtypes, like there may be myeloblast, there may be monoblast, there may be a combination of myelo and monoblast, there may be a combination of myeloblast and erythroid blast, or there may be a blast with megakaryocytic differentiation. So myeloid blasts are of different types, like myeloblast, monoblast, erythroid blast, and megakaryocytic blast. And in different types of AML, there is predominance of one or a combination of blast in the bone marrow. So how are myeloblast recognized? Myeloblast have finely granular chromatin, 2 to 4 nucleoli, moderate cytoplasm, and which may contain fine azurophilic granules. So this is the myeloblast. This is the nucleus. It may contain 2 to 4 nucleoli, which are seen very easily. Then we have azurophilic granules in the cytoplasm. We may also find OR rods. These are pin or needle-like structure. These are also azurophilic granules. They also contain myeloperoxidase. OR rods are not very frequently seen, but when they are seen, they are indicative of myeloblast. The chromatin is finely granular. Chromatin is finely granular. As compared to lymphoblast, the lymphoblast have scanty cytoplasm, even less than that of myeloblast. Nucleolus may be 1 or 2 in number. The cytoplasm is usually agranular and the chromatin is coarse. In the special cytochemical staining, we will get myeloperoxidase positive and Sudan black B positive for myeloblast. ORODs are usually numerous in one subtype of AML, that is acute promyelocytic leukemia, which has translocation 15-17. Also, the nucleus may be bilobed, kidney shaped, buttock shaped in APL. In flow cytometry, we have these markers positive: HLA-DR, CD34. These two are immaturity markers. CD117, CD13, CD33 and cytoplasmic MPO. These are specific for myeloid lineage. So microscopically we can recognize the quantity of blast in bone marrow to be more than 20%. We may also predict the type of blast, that either it is myeloblast, monoblast or erythroid blast or megakaryocytic blast. But in order to confirm, we have to do either the cytochemical staining or the flow cytometry to confirm the lineage, that is either it is ALL or AML, or if it is AML, then which type of AML. Monoblast, they have folded or lobulated nucleus. They lack OROD and cytochemical staining is positive for non-specific esterase. Flow cytometry shows the presence of CD64 and CD68 on the monoblast. Erythroid blast are PAS positive. In the cytochemical staining, they are diffusely positive for pyridic acid shift. In the flow cytometry, they show positivity for glycophorin A, which is also called 235A, CD235A. Blast with megakaryocytic differentiation. They are found to have cytoplasmic blebs. And in the flow cytometry, they are positive for CD41 and CD61. In the peripheral blood, there is anemia. There is decreased number of RBC produced in the bone marrow, leading to anemia. Anemia is normocytic, normochromic. Most patients are found to have leukocytosis, that is total number of leukocytes are increased but mature leukocytes are decreased. There is immature leukocytosis. Median total leukocyte count is found to be 15,000 per microliter. So it is not very high. Unlike in CML, the total leukocyte count is not very high. Only 20% of patients have TLC greater than 1 lakh per microliter. If the total leukocyte count exceeds that of 150,000 per microliter, it may cause signs and symptoms of leukostasis, that is tissue infarction and hemorrhage in the brain or lungs. So as we have already discussed, the myeloid blasts are more than 20% in peripheral blood and bone. In peripheral blood, there may be no blast, there may be no detectable blast. In this condition, we have to do the bone marrow to confirm the leukemia, and this condition is called aleukemic leukemia. Thrombocytopenia, that is decreased amount of platelet in peripheral blood, is a consistent feature. Usually it is around 1.5 lakh to 4.5 lakh per microliter, but in AML it is usually less than 1 lakh in 75% of patients, and in the rest So it is severe thrombocytopenia, that is it is less than 25,000 per microliter. Here is a picture of peripheral blood smear. We can see the myeloid blast here, here, here. So myeloid blasts are present in peripheral blood. This is a bone marrow aspiration slide stained with Leishman stain. You can see the myeloid blast. This is also a bone marrow slide. Here is the myeloid precursor. This is another slide. Here also we have myeloblast. This is one plasma cell with perinuclear HOF, perinuclear halo, elongated cell with the eccentric nuclei. This is also bone marrow slide of the AML case. Here we can find this plasma cell. Plasma cells are normal findings in a normal bone marrow. Here is also one more plasma cell. Then we have myeloid blast in abundance. Here there is one large cell, it is megakaryocyte. It is not completely covered in this slide. Here we have the nucleus, multilobulated nucleus of the megakaryocyte. One more bone marrow slide. Here we can see the mitotic figure and abundance of blast, myeloid blast. This, most of them.